We still have two more Brahmaviharas, two more measurables to talk about. So we're practicing the infinite within the finite. Um, because we still want to talk about bringing metta, love and kindness, and upekkha, equanimity, into our contemplation and into our circle. And metta has become a pretty common word. It's the term for loving kindness, or what we call with the teens, love and kindness. Because loving kindness, nobody exactly knows what that means, but caring and being kind is something we can relate to. And in the classical texts, the way they describe this is in the way that a mother cares and would make any sacrifice for her only child. Now, that seemed to work very well in traditional Eastern methodologies. It had a little bit more difficulty as it came to the West, because a lot of people have a little bit more tumultuous relationships with their parents or mothers. But really what the concept is that, a mother of any species, with this tiny infant that's so vulnerable and needs to be cared for before it can stand on its own feet, and that mother will do anything to care for it. That's this sense of loving kindness, or love and kindness, that sense of friendliness, warm friendliness, of wishing for the flourishing of another. And when you see a brand new infant and it's so tiny and so vulnerable, you just want, it's a blank slate, you just want its happiness, and you want he or she to grow and flourish, and you want he or she to live in a peaceful world, and you want he or she to, or they, to be cared for and loved and not want. And can we bring that sense of love and kindness to ourselves? As a meditators, the friends of the meditator is one of our four friends. Can we hold that sense of love and kindness, and really wanting us to not suffer, without self-pity, victimization, all that kind of not so nice, near enemies, they call them, not so nice qualities that, sometimes when we want the best for ourselves, or think we're wanting the best for ourselves, think we're being loving and kind for ourselves, really we're feeling a lot of pity, a lot of self-pity. I wish I could be more relaxed. I wish I could feel better. I wish that people would take better care of me. I wish that life was easier. I wish that I hadn't screwed up and didn't feel embarrassed. I wish that, whatever it is. And that's not the qualities of love and kindness that we're talking about. Love and kindness that we're talking about is very similar to the quality of Kalyana Mitra, of being our own spiritual friend. That love and kindness towards self is this profound sense of self-worth, that is self-worth without arrogance. And it's really quite subtle and hard in some ways to identify love and kindness towards oneself without it falling into arrogance or self-pity. entitlement or victimization. So the sense of love and kindness towards oneself is really, again, a celebration of the amazing karmic factors that brought us onto this planet at this point in time. I mean, first of all, it's just kind of amazing that we have 4 fingers and an opposable thumb. It's just kind of amazing. Think about all the unbelievable evolutionary factors that went into play over millions and millions of years so that we're walking upright on this planet in 2026. And when we start thinking about love and kindness towards ourselves, and we don't want it to veer into that more personal ickiness of, oh, you know, I'm so great or poor me, is to really couple that sense of love and kindness with a wonder and respect and awe that we are walking on this planet. You know, not just, you know, what are the unusual factors that brought your 2 parents together from wherever they came from and you know, brought you into this world? And what about their parents and their parents and their parents and back generations and generations? You know, if you've ever read James Michener's The Source, you can go all the way back, you know, in one little spot of land, you can go back thousands of years. So, you know, what are the unbelievable factors that if we were able to trace our humanity all the way back and even find out, you know, maybe we're part Neanderthal, not just Homo sapien. They do say that Neanderthals were kinder and gentler. They used to say they were stupider, and that's why they lost out in the evolutionary scheme of things to Homo sapiens. But they do now believe that Neanderthals were kinder and gentler, somewhat less aggressive. But yeah, they just think of the amazing confluence of occurrences that led to each one of our human births. I mean, it's unbelievable. So fortunate, so very, very fortunate. So much chance in so many ways that went into it. And when we think about caring for ourselves in that way, and we think about the sense of love and kindness and humanity and self-acceptance and acceptance of what can't be changed and effort to change what can be changed, when we put it in a much bigger context, it helps bring this healthy sense of wonder around our own karmic continuum. And it really takes us out of a small-minded tinkering away at our psychology of everything we need to fix and everything we think is broken that needs super glue and you know, everything that's undeveloped, you know, that we need to do sit-ups and push-ups for, you know, all of those things. We do need to evolve. We definitely do. We need to make effort. But love and kindness that's tinged with that sense of you're not good enough, you're not there yet, it's not going to inspire us to do it. It just won't. We have to be inspired by the awe of our own presence, the awe of our own life on this amazing planet. And when we allow that to sink in, wishing ourselves well becomes part of that celebration of beingness, of manifestation. instead of us being aberrations. And I think that that awe and wonder at human sentience is also so important to celebrate, because we seem to be living in a time where everyone's super excited about what technology can do, almost at the, or often at the expense of appreciating the miracle of human consciousness and the miracle of evolution. So let's be amazed at technology. That's, I am. Let's be amazed at what it can do and what we can do with it. But let's not do it at the expense of the wonder and mystery of, this life on earth. And I think that when we put metta, or loving kindness, in that context, it becomes much easier to really wish ourselves well. So the classic metta meditation is, may you be happy and peaceful. May you be well and free from lack. May you be delighted and supported, and may you always be surrounded by love and kindness, or something like that is a classical love and kindness metta meditation. But when we do that, sometimes we can narrow too much on our emotional life and not include the love and kindness towards ourselves, which includes the miracle of our presence on this planet at this time. So bringing back that sense of both evolutionary history and just the unbelievable serendipity of all the factors that came together for us to be here. Of course, we're going to love ourselves then. You think about, like, what if the gases that before the earth was the earth were slightly cooler or slightly hotter? We might not even be here. Isn't it amazing that we're here? Isn't it wonderful that, each one of us is alive? It becomes much easier to love that than to, double down on our history and feel bad if we're not loving enough to ourselves. So I'm usually trying to find kind of a bigger context that makes what's hard for us to do easier. Because it's just a different lens. It's not a denial of reality. It's a different lens.